What's up, gamers? Welcome back to Switch Top, your go-to channel for everything Nintendo Switch. Today we're diving into the battlefield with the top 20 best military war games you can play on your Switch right now. Whether you love strategy, shooting, or tactical combat, this list has something for every soldier. Let's lock and load. Commandos 2 puts you in charge of a small team of World War II specialists during dangerous missions behind enemy lines. You're not playing as one super soldier, instead you control different experts like a sniper, a spy who can disguise himself, a diver, and a demolitions expert. The game is all about careful planning and timing because if you mess up, your whole team can get wiped out instantly. Each mission feels like solving a deadly puzzle where you have to figure out guard patterns, find the right disguises, and coordinate your team perfectly. The remastered version looks great on Switch, and the touch controls work surprisingly well for selecting your commandos. What makes this game special is how every soldier has unique abilities that you need to use together. Maybe the spy distracts guards while the sniper takes out watchtowers, then the demolitions guy blows up the target. It's challenging and requires real thinking, but when you pull off a perfect mission, it feels incredible.
Mine. Leave it to me.
Gigantic Army is a throwback to classic arcade mech games where you pilot a massive robot suit called GAMELIST Saladin to fight against an alien invasion. The story is simple but effective. Earth is under attack, and you're humanity's last hope in your giant mechanical warrior. You'll march through side-scrolling levels, blasting everything in sight with an arsenal of weapons, including machine guns, missiles, and energy cannons. The game feels like those old arcade machines where you just focus on shooting and having fun. Your mech can dash, jump, and unleash devastating special attacks, but you need to manage your energy carefully because overheating will leave you vulnerable. Each level throws waves of enemies at you, from small ground troops to massive boss mechs that require different strategies to defeat. The pixel art looks fantastic and the music pumps you up for battle. While it's not super long, Gigantic Army delivers pure arcade action that's perfect for quick gaming sessions when you want to blow stuff up without complicated controls or systems. World of Tanks Blitz brings tank warfare to your Switch with fast-paced 7v7 battles using real tanks from different countries and time periods. You start with basic tanks and work your way up to legendary machines like the German Tiger or Soviet IS-7 by earning experience and credits through battles. Each tank has different strengths, some are heavily armored but slow, others are fast scouts, and some pack huge guns but have weak armor. The matches are quick, usually lasting 5 to 7 minutes, making it perfect for portable gaming. You need to learn where to aim on enemy tanks because hitting weak spots does more damage, and positioning is crucial since a well-placed shot can take you out instantly. The game includes hundreds of tanks to unlock and customize with different ammunition types and equipment to try. Playing with friends in platoons makes battles more tactical and fun. The Switch version runs smoothly and the controls feel natural once you get used to them. What keeps you coming back is the progression system and the satisfaction of landing that perfect shot or pulling off a clutch victory when your team is outnumbered. Company of Heroes collection gives you two incredible real-time strategy games set during World War II where you command squads of infantry, tanks, and support units in realistic battles. The first game covers the American campaign from D-Day through the liberation of France, while the second focuses on the brutal Eastern Front between Germany and Soviet Union. Instead of just building massive armies, you need to think tactically about cover, flanking, and using the right units for each situation. Infantry can take cover behind walls and in buildings, tanks need support from soldiers, and artillery can change the tide of battle if used correctly. The campaign missions tell compelling stories about regular soldiers facing impossible odds, and you'll genuinely care about keeping your veteran squads alive because they get better with experience. Resource management involves capturing and holding strategic points rather than just gathering materials. The games look impressive on Switch considering their age, and the controls have been adapted well for console play. Both games offer deep strategic gameplay that rewards smart thinking over fast clicking, making every victory feel earned through tactical skill rather than just having more units. Sniper Elite 4 drops you into World War II Italy as elite sniper Karl Fairburn, tasked with disrupting Nazi operations through stealthy, long-range elimination. The game's signature feature is the X-ray kill cam that shows your bullet's path in slow motion as it travels through the air and impacts your target in graphic detail. You're not a run and gun soldier. Success requires patience, planning, and precision as you study enemy patrol patterns and find the perfect vantage points. The large open levels give you multiple ways to approach each mission, whether you want to go full stealth or create chaos with explosives. Wind direction and distance affect your shots, so you need to adjust your aim accordingly, especially on higher difficulties. Beyond sniping, you can use pistols, submachine guns, and various gadgets like mines and dynamite to complete objectives. The story follows Karl as he works with the Italian resistance to sabotage Nazi weapons programs and liberate occupied towns. Each mission feels like a deadly puzzle where you need to eliminate specific targets while avoiding detection. The game rewards exploration with hidden collectibles and secondary objectives that add replay value to every level.
This place is one big propaganda effort.
Wolfenstein II: The New Colossus continues the story of B.J. Blazkowicz in an alternate 1961 where the Nazis won World War II and now occupy America. You play as the legendary Nazi hunter as he leads a revolution to liberate his homeland from fascist rule. The game combines over-the-top action with surprisingly emotional storytelling about resistance, family, and fighting against overwhelming odds. Combat is fast and brutal. You can dual-wield almost any weapon combination from machine guns to laser rifles, and the gunplay feels incredibly satisfying. The game encourages aggressive play with mechanics like overcharged health that rewards you for staying in combat. You'll fight through iconic American locations that have been twisted by Nazi occupation, from subway tunnels to suburban neighborhoods. What makes this game special is how it balances absurd action sequences with genuine character development and social commentary. The upgrade system lets you customize BJ's abilities based on your playstyle, whether you prefer stealth kills or explosive confrontations. Despite the heavy subject matter, the game maintains hope through its cast of memorable resistance fighters who each have their own motivations for fighting back against oppression.
Alles in Ordnung? Keine Bewegung!
Zombie Army 4 Dead War takes place in an alternate World War II where Hitler's final act was to raise an army of undead soldiers to continue fighting even after Germany's defeat. You play as one of 4 resistance fighters trying to stop the zombie apocalypse from spreading across Europe. The game is designed for cooperative play, though you can tackle it solo, and every level is packed with hordes of undead enemies that require different tactics to defeat. You'll face zombie soldiers, undead officers with special abilities, and massive boss creatures that take serious firepower to bring down. The shooting mechanics are solid and satisfying, with a variety of weapons from sniper rifles to machine guns, plus special items like electric fences and zombie baits. What sets this apart from other zombie games is the X-ray kill cam borrowed from Sniper Elite, showing your bullets ripping through multiple enemies in slow motion. The levels are designed with plenty of elevated positions and choke points for tactical gameplay, and you'll need to work together to survive the constant waves of enemies. The campaign takes you through creepy European locations like Venice canals and alpine villages, all overrun with the Walking Dead. Character progression and weapon upgrades give you reasons to keep playing beyond the main story. Strike Force 3 puts you in command of a special military unit tasked with completing dangerous missions around the world. You're not just controlling one soldier. Instead, you manage a team of specialists, including assault troops, medics, engineers, and support units, each with their own skills and equipment. The game combines tactical planning with real-time combat as you navigate through hostile territory while managing your squad's health, ammunition, and morale. Mission objectives vary from rescuing hostages to destroying enemy installations, and you need to adapt your strategy based on the situation and terrain. The game features a wide variety of weapons and vehicles, from standard assault rifles to heavy machine guns and armored vehicles that can turn the tide of battle. What makes Strike Force 3 interesting is how it emphasizes teamwork. Your soldiers perform better when they're working together, and losing experienced team members actually impacts your effectiveness in future missions. The campaign takes you through different environments and conflict zones, each presenting unique challenges that require different approaches. Resource management is important since ammunition and medical supplies are limited, forcing you to make strategic decisions about when to engage enemies and when to find alternative routes to your objectives. Star Wars Republic Commando puts you in the boots of RC-1138 Boss, leader of Delta Squad, an elite group of clone commandos during the Clone Wars. Unlike other Star Wars games focused on Jedi, this one shows the war from the perspective of regular soldiers fighting in the trenches. You command 3 squad mates, Scorch, Fixer, and Sev, each with different specializations and personalities that make them feel like real characters rather than just AI units. The game takes place during key battles from the prequel era, including the assault on a disabled ship, the Battle of Geonosis, and infiltrating a separatist stronghold on Kashyyyk. Combat emphasizes tactical, squad-based gameplay, where you issue orders to your team, coordinate attacks, and use each commando's unique abilities to overcome challenges. The game nails the feeling of being an elite soldier with advanced weapons and equipment, including the iconic Commando armor that can interface with different systems. Your squad's banter and interactions create genuine emotional investment in keeping everyone alive, and the story explores themes of brotherhood and sacrifice that give weight to the action. Guns of Fury delivers the ultimate military shooter experience on Nintendo Switch with its perfect blend of realistic combat and accessible gameplay. You play as a skilled mercenary taking on contracts in various global hotspots, from desert operations to urban warfare scenarios. The game features an extensive arsenal of authentic weapons that you can customize with different attachments, scopes, and modifications to suit your playstyle. What sets Guns of Fury apart is its dynamic mission structure. No 2 playthroughs feel the same because enemy positions, weather conditions, and objectives change based on your previous choices and performance. The single-player campaign follows your character's journey from a rookie soldier to a legendary warrior, with a story that explores the psychological toll of constant warfare, while maintaining exciting action throughout. Combat feels weighty and realistic, with proper ballistics, recoil patterns, and tactical elements like suppression and cover systems that reward smart play over mindless shooting. The game includes both stealth and action approaches to most situations, allowing you to choose whether to go in guns blazing or eliminate enemies quietly. Modern Combat Blackout is a fast-paced, first-person shooter that puts you in the boots of a Special Forces soldier fighting against a terrorist organization called World Liberation Army. The story follows your squad as they uncover a conspiracy that threatens global security, taking you through missions in different locations around the world. The shooting feels smooth and responsive with a good variety of weapons from assault rifles to sniper rifles and explosives. You can customize your loadout before each mission and unlock new gear as you progress. The game includes both single-player campaign and multiplayer modes where you can fight against other players online. What makes this game work well on Switch is how the controls have been adapted for both handheld and docked play. The graphics look decent and the action stays intense throughout the campaign. While it might not reinvent the military shooter genre, Modern Combat Blackout delivers solid gunplay and exciting missions that keep you engaged from start to finish. Turbo Overkill is a cyberpunk first-person shooter that combines military combat with futuristic technology in a world where corporations have taken over everything. You play as Johnny Turbo, a half-human, half-machine bounty hunter who returns to his home city to find it overrun by augmented criminals and corrupt forces. The game's standout feature is your chainsaw leg that lets you slide through enemies and dash across walls, creating a unique movement system that feels incredibly satisfying. Combat is fast and brutal, with weapons ranging from standard guns to energy weapons and explosive devices. The levels are designed for vertical movement and encourage creative approaches to combat situations. You'll fight through neon-lit streets, corporate buildings, and underground facilities while uncovering the truth about what happened to your city. The game includes RPG elements, where you can upgrade your cybernetic abilities and weapons to become more powerful. The retro futuristic art style looks amazing on Switch, and the soundtrack pumps you up for each battle. Turbo Overkill proves that military shooters can be creative and fun when they embrace wild ideas and fluid movement mechanics. Combat 7 puts you in the cockpit of advanced fighter jets during a fictional conflict between the countries of Osea and Erusea. The story follows Trigger, a skilled pilot who gets caught up in a war involving advanced drone technology and mysterious weapons. You'll fly dozens of real aircraft from F-16s to F-22 Raptors, each with different strengths and weapon loadouts. The missions take you through various scenarios like dogfights, ground attacks, and escort missions that require different tactics and aircraft choices. What makes this game special is how it captures the thrill of aerial combat with realistic flight physics and spectacular explosions. The weather system affects your flying. Storms can hide you from enemies but also make navigation harder. You earn money from missions to buy new planes and upgrade your existing aircraft with better missiles and special weapons. The story gets pretty intense with themes about war, technology, and human connection. The graphics are impressive for a Switch game, and the sound design makes every missile launch and explosion feel powerful. Flying through clouds and pulling off perfect maneuvers never gets old, making this the best aviation combat game on the platform.
Formation in the clouds. Clouds are screwing up the accuracy.
Stall warning. Stall warning.
Shieldwall is a turn-based tactical combat game set in medieval times where you command a small group of warriors fighting for survival and glory. The story follows your band of fighters as they take on contracts and build their reputation while dealing with political intrigue and personal conflicts. Combat takes place on grid-based battlefields where positioning and timing are everything. You need to use terrain, formation tactics, and each warrior's unique abilities to win battles. Each fighter has different weapons like swords, axes, bows, and spears, plus special skills that can turn the tide of combat. The game includes a detailed injury system where wounded fighters need time to recover, making every battle feel meaningful and dangerous. You'll manage your group's equipment, morale, and relationships while taking on increasingly challenging missions. The pixel art style looks great and gives battles a classic strategy game feel. What sets Shieldwall apart is how personal it makes combat. Losing an experienced fighter hurts because you've invested time in training them. The game rewards careful planning over reckless aggression, making victories feel earned through smart tactics rather than luck. United Assault Normandy 44 recreates the D-Day invasion and the battle for France during World War II, letting you experience one of history's most important military operations. You play as different Allied soldiers fighting through the Normandy campaign, from the beach landings to the liberation of French towns. The game focuses on squad-based combat where you command small units of infantry, each with different roles like riflemen, machine gunners, and medics. Battles are tactical and require you to use cover, coordinate attacks, and manage your soldiers' ammunition and health. The story is told through the eyes of regular soldiers who faced impossible odds during the invasion, showing both the heroism and horror of war. You'll fight through historically accurate locations using authentic weapons and equipment from the period. The game includes a detailed damage system where injuries affect your soldiers' performance, making medical support crucial for survival. What makes this game compelling is how it balances historical accuracy with engaging gameplay. The graphics capture the gritty atmosphere of World War II combat, and the sound design puts you right in the middle of battle. Red Wing's Aces of the Sky takes you back to World War I aerial combat, where you pilot fragile biplanes and dogfights high above the battlefields of Europe. The game follows the stories of both Allied and German pilots, showing how the war affected people on both sides without taking political sides. You'll fly authentic aircraft from the era, each with different speeds, maneuverability, and weapons that require different flying techniques. Combat involves careful energy management. You need to balance speed, altitude, and positioning to get the advantage over enemy pilots. The game includes both arcade-style action and more realistic flight mechanics, depending on your preference. Missions vary from dogfights to bombing runs and reconnaissance flights, each requiring different strategies and aircraft choices. What makes Red Wings special is its beautiful hand-drawn art style that brings the early days of aviation to life. The story explores themes of honor, duty, and the human cost of war through personal narratives of individual pilots. Flying feels authentic, but not overly complicated, making it accessible to newcomers while still offering depth for experienced players. Metal Slug Tactics transforms the beloved run-and-gun arcade series into a turn-based strategy game while keeping all the charm and humor that made the original game special. You control Marco, Tarma, Eri, and Fio as they fight against the evil General Morden and his army in a world filled with tanks, aliens, and absurd weapons. The game combines tactical combat with the series' signature over-the-top action. You can still hijack tanks, use crazy weapons like the heavy machine gun, and watch enemies explode in spectacular fashion. Combat takes place on grid-based maps where positioning and movement create tactical opportunities, but the game speeds up the action with simultaneous turns and dynamic animations. Each character has unique abilities and weapon preferences that affect how you approach different situations. The story maintains the series' lighthearted tone while sending you on missions to stop various threats to world peace. What makes Metal Slug Tactics work is how it translates the arcade action into strategic gameplay without losing the fun factor. The pixel art looks incredible and the music keeps the energetic feel of the original games. Easy Red 2 is a World War II first-person shooter that focuses on large-scale battles with up to 100 AI soldiers fighting alongside you in massive conflicts. The game covers major battles from the war, including D-Day, the Pacific Theater, and the Eastern Front, putting you in the boots of soldiers from different armies. What sets Easy Red 2 apart is its emphasis on being part of a larger battle rather than a one-man army. You're just one soldier among many, and the outcome depends on teamwork and tactics. The shooting mechanics are solid, and the weapon variety includes authentic firearms from the period, each with realistic handling and effectiveness. You can choose different roles like rifleman, machine gunner, or medic, and your choice affects how you contribute to the battle. The game includes a detailed ballistic system where factors like range and armor affect damage, making positioning and weapon selection crucial. AI soldiers actually help in combat instead of just getting in the way, and you'll need to work with them to capture objectives and hold ground. Toy Soldiers HD is a tower defense game with a unique twist. All the action takes place in a World War I setting using toy soldiers, tanks, and planes that come to life on a child's bedroom floor. The game combines strategic planning with direct combat control, letting you place defensive structures and then jump into the action to manually control weapons and vehicles. You'll defend your toy box from waves of enemy toys using machine guns, artillery, tanks, and even primitive aircraft. The story is simple but charming. Toy armies battling for control of the playroom, but the gameplay is surprisingly deep and challenging. What makes Toy Soldiers special is how you can switch between strategic overview and direct control at any time, allowing you to personally take charge of key moments in battle. The game includes various defensive structures from simple sandbags to powerful howitzers, each with different strengths and upgrade paths. Boss battles feature massive enemy toys that require coordinated defense strategies to defeat. The remastered graphics look fantastic and maintain the whimsical toy aesthetic while adding modern visual effects. S.T.A.L.K.E.R Legends of the Zone Trilogy brings 3 masterpiece survival shooters to Nintendo Switch. Set in the radioactive wasteland around the Chernobyl nuclear disaster, you play as different stalkers, people who illegally enter the zone to hunt for valuable artifacts while avoiding deadly anomalies, mutated creatures, and hostile factions. The trilogy includes Shadow of Chernobyl, Clear Sky, and Call of Pripyat, each with interconnected stories about the zone's mysteries and the people drawn to its dangers. Combat is intense and realistic. Weapons have realistic ballistics, ammunition is scarce, and injuries significantly affect your performance. The zone itself is almost a character, with deadly anomalies that can kill you instantly if you're not careful, requiring you to use special detectors and artifacts to navigate safely. Each game features faction warfare where different groups compete for control of territory and resources, and your choices affect which groups trust or hate you. The atmosphere is incredible, with abandoned buildings, eerie sound design, and dynamic weather that creates genuine tension and fear. And that's our countdown of the top 20 best military war games on Nintendo Switch. From futuristic shooters to historical battles, these games show that portable gaming can deliver serious military action. What's your favorite military game on Switch? Did I miss any hidden gems? Drop your thoughts in the comments and let me know which games you'd like to see covered next. Don't forget to hit that like button if this video helped you find your next military gaming adventure, and subscribe to Switch Top for more gaming content. Until next time, keep gaming.